one of the games that I'm most looking forward to, it's coming around the corner, is Redfall, which is a brand new co-op shooter. And if you followed the channel for a while, you'll know I'm a huge fan of anything cooperative, multiplayer, and especially in the first-person genre. If you are new to Redfall, then basically it's a new shooter, it's cooperative, and it's made by Arcane. It was a surprise announcement back in E3 of 2021, and it's the same studio who made Dishonored and Prey, so it's actually something a little bit different from what they usually make, because this isn't just a single-player game, this is actually a multiplayer one. A lot of people are just presuming this is Left 4 Dead but with vampires, and Arcane are doing a lot to kind of push it past this and say that it is a co-op shooter, but it's got all the good things that Arcane bring to first-person shooters and their games alike. In terms of when Redfall comes out, though, this is where things might get a little bit disappointing for people, because the official launch is the first half of 2023. It was actually meant to come out now in 2022, this summer, but it has been pushed back, and basically Bethesda and Arcane have said that the ideas for this are so lofty, so big, that they want to delay it so that they can implement them all in. And I mean, you can take that with a pinch of salt. I mean, I'm not upset that they are pushing it back if it means that the final game coming out is really, really good. Now, in terms of what consoles they're coming out, obviously with it being Bethesda, this is going to be an Xbox/PC exclusive. It is coming out on Game Pass day one as well. And I can see this being absolutely immensely popular. I mean, you look at any Arcane game that they've produced so far, they have always done well on the day one release. And this is also an incredibly popular genre, cooperative and a looter shooter. Now, there were some questions that I had that I expect some of you want the answers to as well. The first one was that whether or not this game is actually open world. Now, the official statement from Bethesda was that this is a co-op open world first-person shooter, which does make me wonder if this is going to be something more similar to Destiny than it is Left 4 Dead. And I will say it's beginning to smell more like a live service game. Of course, that is just speculation. Now, to add to this, they have also said that every time you play it, you're also getting something different. So whether or not that means it's going to be like roguelike or just like different random world spawns each time you go in with your group. And there's also talk of evolving vampires, so meaning that they get different resistances and they have different attributes, and the way that you have to fight them is different each time. And again, if you've played the Destiny series, you're probably very familiar with these concepts, with each of the attributes on the monsters and the dungeons runs changing each week. And of course, while we're on that multiplayer element, and just to confirm, I did wonder whether or not I could play this solo. I'm not really into playing games solo. I like multiplayer elements, but I know there are some people just like, I just want to do it myself and, go off and have fun. And to quote Peter Hines, he basically said, you can play Redfall essentially single player, solo it and play it by yourself, or you can play it with other folks. So there you have it. So single player people, do not worry too much. In terms of how that scales into the late game, whether or not the late game even exists in this, is yet to be seen. Again, to bring up Destiny 2, if you've ever played any of the late game dungeons, you certainly cannot solo any of them. But again, this is just all based on my theory that this is actually leaning towards a live service game. Interestingly, though, I haven't found anything on AI so far. So, is this a cooperative game? Will you be playing it solo on your own and having bots with you, or you're just one character, running along? And I'd imagine that because of the interaction and story, I'm guessing that this is going to have some sort of AI in the background, which kind of debunks the idea of having a live service model. But anyway, we'll find out. Anyway, I've got loads and loads of videos on Redfall coming up, discussing bits and pieces. So yeah, follow and subscribe to the channel and all that jazz if you want more updates. But until then, have a great week, everyone, and I'll be back with more news soon.